Great white sharks have been a big draw to South African nature lovers for decades, but now their numbers are in steep decline. Sightings of this deadly predator off the country's Western Cape have been dropping rapidly for the past 5 years. Debora Patta went to sea with a group of researchers who urgently are trying to figure out why the ocean is so quiet.
It's a bumpy ride from Gansbaai as we head off with renowned shark expert Sarah Andriotti. This was once the shark capital of the world. But now the apex predator, which has survived over 400 million years, is in deep trouble.
4 years ago, you'd see between 5 to 20 great white sharks a day during peak season. Now you'd be lucky to see that many in an entire year.
Oh, you caught us by surprise.
This trip just happened to be one of those lucky days.
So the deadly silence that we're seeing, no great white sharks around us, is actually an alarm.
Yeah, it's sad. Also, the disappearance of such a large predator. There you go. That was excellent timing.
What's happened?
That's a bronze whaler. Is it? Oh, it's a white. Okay.
This is the first white shark Andriotti has seen in over 2 years. Getting a sample is crucial. Not so easy when your subject keeps outwitting you with its mercurial movements. But after several attempts, including a thorough soaking, there's cause for celebration.
Oh yes, this time we got a sample.
What does it mean to get a sample from the great white?
So it could give an indication of whether we have new sharks coming in the bay, a new shark coming in the bay.
So where have all the other sharks gone? Many scientists believe longline fishing is one of the main culprits. It legally targets smaller shark species exported to Australia for fish and chips. The problem, explains marine biologist Mary Rowlandson, is this is also the sharks' food.
So we are depleting their food resources, and if you deplete the food resources, it creates greater competition between individuals, which makes it more difficult for each individual white shark to survive.
Then there's the problem of fishermen inadvertently catching sharks.
In other words, you put down a big net and you're trying to catch hake, but instead you catch sharks and chimera and rays.
So it's kind of collateral damage.
It's collateral damage.
Some researchers blame the disappearance of the great whites on another predator, killer orca whales, saying they've chased the shark population away. But Andriotti is not buying this. Orcas and great whites have lived within close proximity in this area before with no problems.
My bigger fear is that while we are arguing whether they move or whether they're being killed off, we lose the few that are still left.
Over 100 miles away, in another hotspot, False Bay, the shark population has also declined dramatically. Seferina Gelderblom has watched the numbers dwindle firsthand. For 12 years, he's been a shark spotter, sounding a warning when they swim dangerously close to surfers. But that siren has been silent for a long time now.
It does concern me because, I mean, they on top of the food chain, so they keep the seals intact, so they feed on the sick and injured, so they just keep it balanced. So.
Without the sharks circling the bay, there's been a proliferation of seals. More seals means more fish are being eaten, affecting the delicate ecosystem of the ocean, an ocean we depend on for oxygen.
If you don't have those top predators there keeping everything in balance and in check, unfortunately, our oceans will eventually die. So protecting the oceans is protecting ourselves.
Great whites are often incorrectly portrayed as bloodthirsty killers preying on humans, but it turns out we could well be their biggest threat. For CBS This Morning, Saturday, Debora Patta, Gansbaai.
You know a lot about this, Glor.
The lions of the ocean, the great balance keepers.
Yeah.
If that's out of whack, then everything else is on the water. Yeah. But how incredible that moment in the piece.
I know.
She hadn't seen a white shark in 2 years, and it showed up during the interview.
He's like, you talking to me? Talking about me?
I'm here.